everyone, and welcome to Candidly Chanel. Today we're going to be talking about the difference between attitude versus emotions, because it can get annoying when people always think you have an attitude, and I really want to talk about the difference between having an attitude versus an emotion. So an attitude is a manner, deposition, feeling, or position with regard to a person or a thing. An attitude is a way of the way you think or feel about something. So I may have an attitude about, let me think, cats. I don't like cats. So I might have an attitude towards cats being in the house. Versus an emotion is an affective state of consciousness which often is occupied by a physical change. So say if you was just in a bad relationship and got broken up with, you're going to have different types of emotions because you just had this change. And so it really bothers me when people think that people always have an attitude. Well, to me, an attitude is a direct result of something that you've done to me. If you don't want me to have an attitude with you and be unpleasant, then don't do something to me to cause me to have one. And I feel like I'm the type of person, back in my day, I used to have an attitude problem where I love to roll my eyes and stuff. And I had to really grow up because my mama used to always tell me, you're too pretty to have such a nasty attitude. And I really took to heart what my mom said when she said that. And I just feel like, things trigger people to have an emotional response or an attitude. And they're really not the same thing. And, some people can have some jacked up or unpleasant attitudes, but I always feel like there's an underlying reason why they have that. Or there's some people who are very emotional. There's always an underlying reason why they are emotional when they are. And people are like, oh, you got like a bad attitude. Listen, I know me, I know myself. I know that I can be nasty and have an unpleasant attitude, but you shouldn't take me to that level. I will give you multiple opportunities to not let me get to that place. And I feel like if I got to keep telling you the same thing over and over again, of course I'm eventually going to have an attitude because I'm done talking about that. And if like I said before, if you don't want me to have an attitude, don't do something to cause me to have one. If you don't want me to be emotional, don't do something to make me, be emotional. And there's, like I said, in emotions, you have good emotions and you have bad emotions. You can be happy, joyful, excited, ecstatic, and then you can be like sad, angry, unhappy, miserable. And, I just get annoyed when people they confuse the two. Because I don't wake up in the morning and be like, oh, I'm just going to have an attitude today just because this is this particular morning and I want to have an attitude. That's not the case. And I feel like, people always be trying to be judgmental of people when they don't know why they have attitude or why they're being emotional. Like, you don't know, like, worry about what's going on in your business on your back porch and not worry about what's going on my back porch. And I think, attitude is typically used in the wrong context. And I just feel like attitudes can be positive and negative, just like you have good and bad emotions. I feel like, like I said before, attitude is a direct result of something that you did to somebody. So if you want to be nasty to me, I know you ain't gonna sit there and think I'm about to be nice back to you, even though people say you should be a bigger person, hell. You want to be nasty and have attitude with me? Don't go down that road with me, because I'm going to go right back down that road with you. And I feel like that maybe is something I do need to work on, but you're not just going to talk to me any kind of way and think I'm going to be like this the whole time. While you sitting there talking trash to me, I'm going to sit here and look at you like this. Like, that is not going to happen. Like, I crack myself up, but that's just not going to happen. I always try to strive to have a positive attitude and think the best in most situations, and listen, that has been a work in progress, I will admit. And and I try not to let stuff get under my skin and make me emotional, but I'm human, I'm not perfect, and at least I can own up and admit that there are times when I am emotional, or there are times that I can be extremely nasty, like, but that's just who I am. And I feel like, before you try to accuse somebody of having an attitude problem or being emotional, try to find what the root cause of that reasoning is, or what have you done to them, or maybe what could you even do to make that better. And when you really understand the difference between those two, I think that lays out to be a more better understanding person. And I found these quotes, that pertain to attitude and emotions that I thought was really, really touching. I talk about I love quotes and they touch me in the soul like a good sermon does. Well, these quotes really did touch me like that. And like I said, I want to say I strongly believe that people should be a little bit more open to people's emotions instead of always assuming that they have an attitude. Because if you always tell somebody they have an attitude and they automatically think that, probably 9 times out of 10 they're going to continue to have an attitude. So I found these quotes that I really, really like. It says, respect the emotion in someone's hurt rather than the expression on someone's face. Expressions are just a formality, but emotions are reality. I like that one. It should hit you hard in the chest, shouldn't it? I'm just joking. The next one I like is, when people label you by saying that you have an attitude, just tell them you have a personality which is unshakable and unaffected by what people say about you. And I really like that one. You should use it. And another one that was by Will Smith that says, stop letting people who do so little for you control so much of your mind, feeling, and emotions. And that is so true. I really had to work on that about people who don't have a clue about anything about me. Stop letting them have so much power over my attitude and emotions. Because really, at the end of the day, it ain't worth it, and they ain't worth the energy. So I hope that I was able to help talk about attitude and emotions. And if there's ever been a time where you felt like people just targeted you because they said you had a bad attitude or that you were too emotional, I would love to hear your story, how you coped with it, how you reacted to it, or maybe you just need to know what you need to do. Again, you can always post down in the discussion your questions, or you can email me at autumnchanel87@gmail.com. So, guess what time it is? It is time for What Should You Do? So, let me see what the question is. This question is from a young lady. Oh boy. And this question is, what should I do if my soon-to-be baby father is cheating on me and the girl he cheated on me with sends me a text about their experience? See, first of all, wouldn't no man that I would be with would be having the other girl text me first and foremost. You know what? Let me give my positive reaction to this, because I don't want to give you my alter ego reaction to this question, because I have an alter ego and she does have a side to her. I would say you need to let him go, because first of all, you pregnant with his baby, and you should not be stressed out about him sleeping with another girl. And furthermore, why she got your number texting you anyways? Like, I just feel like, one, for that woman, whoever she is, that's immature and childish. You know that this guy, maybe she don't know. Let me take that back. Maybe she don't know. It's still childish for her to be texting your phone. Who texts another female about their man's sex experience? Like, who does that? Immature and childish women do that, who are not on their grown woman shit first and foremost. And what goes for him, honey, I don't know the details of our relationship, but I can probably guess that you really in love with him and you want to stay with him because he got a baby. Honey, let me tell you something. If he'll cheat on you one time, he'll cheat on you again. And all you're going to be doing is worried about what he is doing when he's not with you. Like, you shouldn't be stressed out when you're pregnant with his child. Like, if he can't be no good man, no man to you, he sure ain't about to be no good father. So I suggest you sit down and talk to him one time if this has happened, but if it's happening again, he has to G-O and go. Do you understand that, honey? Because you got to know your self-worth to know what you deserve and what you don't deserve. But hey, if you want to be with a man who be sleeping around with different women and she texting you about your experience, then guess what? Don't complain about it and be bitching about it, because you're the one who's enabling his behavior and allowing him to do it. So like I said, I would suggest you sit down and talk to him and get that straight. And listen, I'm all about, no, actually, I'm trying to work on this. I'm all about the power of forgiveness. But listen, you ain't about to be sleeping with me and got me pregnant and then sleeping with some other girl. She texted me. See, that'll make my alter ego come out and start acting crazy. And you know, I told you about that underlying attitude that I have. She'll come out and pay you a visit. So I don't know. I don't even know if there's a positive response to that question. All I gotta say, this is what I will say. You gotta do what's best for you and what makes you happy. So if what makes you happy is being with a man that cheat on you, if you like it, sweetheart, I love it. Thank you for sharing your question. Again, thank you for visiting, and I hope to see you soon.